Since we did the last video, do you remember the Ludwig guy?
Yes.
Okay, that guy. Quick little recap of what happened in the last video, by the way. Ludwig has a friend who's called Mango. These are streamers, part of the Super Smash community, and Ludwig is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. He runs an event where people are drinking alcohol and trying to last. His friend who's an alcoholic, he invites him. Dude starts acting inappropriate, and then you can see kind of footage of people egging him on to drink more.
I gave him the beer. Yep. Can we zoom in on that?
Stand.
You have even people being like, should he be drinking? And Ludwig's over there like, he's actually an alcoholic.
Guys, Mango just blew a .25!
How's that a yay?
Mango is like an alcoholic. If you ask him how many beers he's had lifetime, it's probably above 10,000. He's the two-time champion. He's never lost.
We got a new PB!
His streams often involve him drinking heavily, and many tournament attendees have stories of seeing Mango drinking or already drunk during tournaments.
And at one point he does a breathalyzer and it shows like 0.32, which is, or the point where you can actually start to die and pass out, is around 0.3 or 0.4.
And 0.4 is critical, and he was at 0.32.
Right? And they're telling him keep going. And they're celebrating when he's drinking to that point.
Mango just blew a .32!
Later that day, esports organization Cloud9 dropped him from their roster, calling his behavior unacceptable. Mango has been a part of Cloud9 for 11 years. And on Tuesday, Supernova, one of the largest and most prestigious tournaments on the Smash calendar, banned Mango from this year's event, stating that the safety of their attendees comes first.
So after we did that video, he had a response, so let's just take a...
Chat, there are going to be a lot more drama heads today, okay? I won't lie about it. It is what it is. But in this world, we can only control the things we can control, and I can't control my reputation. I can't control the way people feel about me. Now, I did talk to Mango, actually. I talked to Mango. He reached out. We talked a bit. And I have some thoughts and opinions that I thought about speaking, but he asked of me to not speak on it. And I think that's a fair request. Like, I think genuinely, there's a perception of Mango that people have in their mind, but they don't actually care about him. It's not a very genuine pursuit of the people who speak on Mango's behalf. And I know that because I speak to Mango, because I am still friends with him. And I banned him from my events because I felt I had. I think a lot of people want me to take accountability. I think I said my piece on it. And I think if people don't fuck with me, that's totally chill. And if anyone in here don't fuck with me, I think that's totally chill. I actually don't mind that. I can't control that aspect. I don't need to be liked by people, but it is what it is. And that is what it is, bro. And I actually genuinely have no ill will towards any drama channel who makes videos. Like, I think it is a hustle. It is a career that they have made. They speak on any drama for 20 minutes and they move on. I think the actual care about the things they talk about factor is very small. But like, that's fine, you know? It's like, it's a hustle. But I understand drama pays the bills quite well. You make a video 20 minutes every day about some shit you can talk about, get a couple 100,000 views. That's an easy life. That's a good life. So, you know, I can't blame the hustle. I understand why they do it.
So, you know, it's not really a big deal. This is all drama. My girlfriend and my friend were sexually harassed, so I had to ban him. But it's just drama. Do you ban him for drama? Is sexual harassment, according to you, drama? It's like, that's somebody with an addiction, and you're egging them on. To call that just drama is just very weird. It's a very bizarre way to just downplay your involvement in this. I guess he's trying to say he's above it all, to like talk about it. So he's above the drama, right? Huge YouTuber drama. Huge update on the Twitch drama. I don't do drama. I would never. Oh, more fucking Twitch streamers whining about bullshit. It's like, it's fine, bro. Huge Minecraft drama.
The word drama is in his lexicon.
It's just like, what is this guy yapping about?
Drama.
Apparently.
You get a fucking clue.
Like, he's above it, but it's his biggest videos.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Think about the people who are watching you, who may have friends who are drug addicted, who may have alcohol issues, or they be not doing what they need to do to help their friend not engage in bad behavior. Yes, he has to be accountable for his own stuff, but we also have an influence. I've stopped my friends from doing a bunch of dumb shit in their life. Especially the ones who I knew had some issues in some regards. I've stopped plenty of them because in those moments they needed me to, because they weren't thinking right. Sometimes when we go out together, we gotta watch out for each other. How many girls go out in groups of people? If one of the girls just get too drunk, they have to drag her ass back home, make sure she get in the Uber with her. It's normal. What you guys did is the opposite of that. You fucking threw him to the wolves, and you were doing it on camera. That's all I'm saying. You know how many alcoholics or in these comments or think like, yo, if Ludwig is that kind of friend to me, I may not be here today.
I can't control that aspect. I don't need to be liked by people, but it is what it is. And I thought about like maybe I should make a mogul mail and address it all and talk about it. And then I was like, well, who am I doing this for? Ultimately, I'm doing it to change the opinion that other people have of me, as opposed to doing what I think is actually more important, which is just, you know, going through life, attempting to be better in different arenas. It doesn't matter if people think I'm doing better. It matters if I think I'm doing better and the people around me think I'm doing better. I don't need to change people's minds and whatnot. That is like a purely selfish endeavor to be viewed upon more favorably, but who cares about being viewed upon more favorably?
Well, you know, you shouldn't focus on trying to be liked by people. What does this have to do with being liked? Even if they all hate you after you do your response, you should still do it.
If I can sum it up, he doesn't care. He didn't introspect. And that's fine. Didn't look within or whatever, or look at what we're doing. Anybody was saying, I'm not saying that he's talking necessarily about us. He's probably talking about other people. Probably other people talked about it. It's always good to ask yourself the questions. Was there somewhere, something there to look at? Did I act accordingly? There's some questions to ask. I don't think he did the work. To me, he doesn't look like he cares. I'm not surprised that he doesn't care. I just thought about some things. Just thought on me. That he's talking about all the people talking about this drama, these drama channels. You know, it's a living. It's a business. You make a quick video, 20 minutes, you talk about something, then you don't talk about it. It's funny enough. We could say the same thing about what he's doing. He used Mango, did whatever he had to do, monetized it, then ditched him, and then whatever. Went on to your life because you're just trying to go through life.
So if I'm like Ludwig's advocate, he probably thinks he does care because he's checking in with the man himself and he's making an effort to look into his well-being. So he'd probably argue he does care.
Sure. But when I'm talking about the care, you talk about the caring for his friend, right?
Which is the most important thing, right?
Which is the most important thing, and I agree with you. He does probably care about his friend. I'm talking about the little step further where are you accountable? Do you realize what you actually did and you enticed him to do that?
Okay, why is it important for him to speak about that publicly?
He didn't have to speak about that, but I don't think the work was necessarily done about, hey, listen, I pushed my friend to do that. So I think two things can coexist, where you can care for a person and not realize that you're doing something that can hurt them. And that's the thing that is complicated, is that in a Venn diagram, there's a part where you still care. But there's a part of that bubble where you at that crosses over where you care and you fuck their life up. And I don't think you realize that other circle that's overlapping the first one, the caring part. Yes, you can care and you can still, by not realizing what you did, do some fuck shit. You care about his feelings after everything that happened. But let's go into that event and what happened at that event. You pushed him to drink knowing he's an alcoholic. Everybody's talking about his drink in the video that you showed me. Everybody's talking about his drinking problem. And then you go cheering on because his alcohol level is high and getting higher and getting higher. You're like, yay. That part is not caring. You care about him after his well-being after. Yeah, sure, you still talk to him. But that part, sorry. And on top of that, that's monetization of your friend's disorder, illness, whatever you're going to call it. So I think both can coexist in a weird kind of way.
I don't understand necessarily why Twitch banned Mango and not me. I don't even know if I necessarily agree with it. I think it'd be fine if Twitch banned me. But I'm not Twitch. I'm not going to personally ban myself. I don't think it's my responsibility. I think my responsibility is to just like fucking keep trudging through life because the world keeps spinning and it doesn't stop. And like deal with Mango in a personal way, but it doesn't need to be public, especially if that's his desire, right? Especially if that's what he asks. So anyway, that's basically it.
I personally don't care whether you're accountable or not. This is something that we have to accept as creators, especially when we have these larger followings. People do watch to our behavior to some degree. When we do stuff on camera long enough, and the viewers just watching it, sometimes they don't even see what's wrong with it, and we don't see what's wrong with it either. But we're disseminating that this behavior is acceptable because we're normalizing it. When you bring this guy on, knowing he's an alcoholic and he has a huge alcohol problem, in front of your audience of millions of people, I don't give a fuck whether you're going to be personally accountable. That's your journey in life, that's whatever. But you have to understand what it is that you're pushing to people. And we do this for everybody. If a creator gets on camera and then pushes one of his friends down a hill and they break their leg, we're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Right? Not because we want him to go out there and apologize. We just want him to be able to tell his audience why this behavior might be bad so they don't do the same thing in their personal lives. There's nothing wrong with it. I've been wrong. I had a conversation about the whole ADHD thing. I yapped on camera, came afterwards. I didn't want to do it because I wanted to be like, oh my God, I can apologize. It has nothing to do with that. I was just wrong about something. Yeah. And it's important to inform them because there's many people who are watching our videos who may not know the effects of that, and I helped make that worse.
It's not even the first time that we did that. That happens in the past where we had takes that were not necessarily the great, or we took an angle that was not necessarily the great, went back on video and we talk about it. And we're like, hey, you know what? Not our best move. When you have something that you want to come back as, what's that phrase that I always say that? Apology has to be as loud as the disrespect.
Yes. You can tell the response to this stuff really bothered him, and he doesn't want to address it because it don't look right. But he also wants to put a spin on it to be able to shield himself from a lot of it. I think apologies, all this stuff, that's to the person that you f***ed over. So you talking to Mango, absolutely A-okay. But you can't do all this weird shit in front of your audience. And then after the fact, never discuss like the corrective measures you're taking in front of them either. That to me doesn't make sense. This is like grade A clown behavior to me. I mean, this is not even just relegated to this whole Twitch. I told you, like, even red pillars are like this. Red pillars will say whatever they want, and then they scam their fans, and no one ever needs to address it. People, when it comes to their audience, what they sell them, what they make them buy, the kind of things that they push onto them, a lot of creators don't give a fuck. They just want to net their thing, and that's it.
I couldn't be friend with someone like that.
No?
No, when you fuck up, you own it. Hey, you know what? I see your point. You have conversation, you're like, I see your point. My bad.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to say Ludwig's probably never apologized or said he's f***ed up. I'm pretty sure he's done many a time.
Sure, probably.
You know, so I'm not going to say this person is not capable. But it's just weird to look at this situation, especially considering your own father passed away of alcoholism, and think of what you may be telling your audience to push other people to do. That's bizarre to me. Anything else you want to say about this topic?
No, I don't.
No?
No.
All right.
No.
I gotcha.